Hey everyone, how are you doing? You have Mike here, and today we're taking a look at the Levo II, basically all-in-one infusion machine. So before I get too far, I do want to say that this video here is sponsored by LevoOil.com. You can go there and pick up your own Levo with a 10% off discount code using Down with Prohibition. So we've been using the Levo now for about 2 months. We've made all different kinds of batches in oil, butter. We made some tinctures, and we've used the oil and butter to make just some amazing stuff, some cookies, some cakes. And one of the cool things is so many people have tried this. We share our goodies with everybody and our treats because we want to see what everyone thinks of them. And a lot of the comments that we were getting is you really couldn't taste the oil in it at all, in the treats and the cakes and the goodies. So that's really good. I know with the other oil, the MCT oil that we were making, it was pretty strong and it was really hard to kind of cover that scent. So the Levo really has them beat. It's just with the overall quality of the oil. So this is something that I personally really do enjoy. It's definitely stopped me from smoking as much because I'm now eating some, and it's definitely more healthier with the whole smoking. You don't want to smoke. It's definitely harder on your body. So the Levo just really it really works in that department. So basically, how the Levo all works. So inside here, there is a container. Inside this container, you hold your herb pots. We'll get back to these in a second. But there is a heating element in here, which allows you to dry your herb. It also allows you to decarb. And then if you fill this with oil and you place in the agitator, which is here that spins magnetically in the bottom, hopefully we can get a good view of this here. This allows you to infuse your oil. So let's take a closer look at these herb pots. So each of these herb pots, you can put 7 grams of herb in each one. So preferably, if you're going to be using this for medication-wise or something like that, you might want to have 2 pods. So I would purchase another pod. If you want to get that pod, you can also use our promo code again, Down with Prohibition, save yourself 10%. Now, with the double pod, that allows you 14 grams, 2 cups of oil. So you can put 2-cup capacity in here, and you can get some pretty potent oil with that. One of the things that I really did like about the Levo II was how much that it just didn't smell when you're doing your decarb process. That's something that usually prevented us from doing a lot of decarbing around here, was the overall smell. This thing here, I mean, the smell wise, it brings it down to about maybe 5% of what it was, which is absolutely excellent. Now, it is going to smell when you open it up after your decarb to put in your MCT oil or your butter or whatever medium you're using for your infusion. But the overall smell is just dramatically dropped. Really making it so like I said, I can decarb at any time I want without having to disturb anybody. So that's a really cool benefit to this. Now, another thing too, you probably see there's a sticker on here. This thing here is Wi-Fi controlled, so you can not only just control the infusion and set your timers and everything with the app, but you can also go and check out recipes, which is really cool. So you can see what other Levo II users are using, and you can even submit your own recipes in there, which I'm going to do myself because I think that's really cool. I've got some really good recipes, which I just really like to share with you guys. So overall, this is just a really cool machine. Now, like I did mention before, you can use 2 pods in order to get double the potency. So what I prefer to do, which is a little bit different than this method here, I use pure keef. Now we use a dry ice extraction, which I'll probably put a link for a video up here in the description if you would like to check that out. I'll also put it down in the description of how we do our dry ice extraction. I prefer it this way. I find it gives me a little bit cleaner of an oil, but just using the 14 gram pods works just as well. So what I've done is I've used 2 teaspoons of pure keef that's been decarbed in the Levo II, and I'm going to put just a little bit over a cup of oil in there, and we should be able to recover most of that cup of oil back. So let's get at it. Okay, so I've got some MCT oil. I already have my pod up in here, and it's got a preloaded tea bag, which has a couple grams of keef in it ready to go. Now, reason why I use a tea bag, I should say, is because, well, mostly the keef is just going to melt away. But if there is any plant material, it's just going to keep it within the tea bag, and it's not going to get into your oil. Which is going to give you a pure oil, obviously, right? So that's why we use a tea bag. So as you can see, I'm taking my pod, I'm loading my pod, and we're just going to put a little bit over a cup. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this here. Hopefully you can with the 4K camera. So I'm just to say going over, actually it looks like that's pretty much, that's all the oil we got, so let's just use it. Just to say a little bit over a cup, probably maybe a quarter over a cup. This unit here can hold 2 full cups, so I'm just going to pour this in carefully here. Okay, so now that we have poured in our oil and we dropped in our agitator, what we're going to do is we are going to close the lid. We are going to push it down, and then here on the front of the machine, we are going to push the button till it goes to infuse. So 150 for 2 hours is the stock setting, one of the stock settings. So we're actually going to raise this to 160. And I want this to have a little bit longer of a infusion, so we're going to go 4.5 hours with this one here. So we're going to push the start button here, and that's it. It's all ready to go. All right, guys, so our infusion is done. So I have my measuring cup with the 1 cup here. I'm going to stick it under, and one of the great features with the Levo, I'm going to move the gummy pack out of the way here and the extra pod just so we could get a better look at this. Now, the really cool thing with the Levo that I really like is it's got this button which allows you to just pour your infusion out. And you can really tell this here is a nice, it's not overly dark. It's just a beautiful color. Now look at it. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next step. We're going to make ourselves some caramel coated brownies, and we're going to use this MCT oil we just made right here. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys do enjoy. If you guys try out the brownie recipe, let me know. It's one of my favorites. Something that it's really good. You guys have to try it out for yourself. And once again, thank you to Levo for sponsoring this video. Also, don't forget, if you guys are interested in trying out one of their gummy packs or their gummy flavor packs, or even getting an extra pod, or purchasing the Levo, you guys get 10% off using our promo code, Down With Prohibition. So guys, don't miss out on the opportunity. Save yourself a couple of dollars. So I would like to say, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate everyone who's made it this far in the video. And you guys all have yourself a great day. Take care.